Life progresses every day around the world. People live. They laugh. They cry. And sometimes only faith allows them to dream of a better tomorrow. In January of 2010, the faith of the Haitians was tested when a devastating earthquake killed and injured over 400,000 people. Nearly 2 million were left homeless, and many thousands lost limbs to severe injury. The Knights of Columbus reacted quickly with prayers, donations, and thousands of wheelchairs for people who suffered immobilizing injuries.
The Lord be with you.
And also with you.
A team of Knights from the U.S., Canada, and the Dominican Republic traveled by bus to Port-au-Prince, Haiti, where they would help deliver some of the 1,000 wheelchairs sponsored by the Supreme Council.
So we're here now in the Dominican Republic, driving on our way to Haiti to distribute the first load of wheelchairs to those who need them the most. Those poor people in Haiti who lost limbs, their lives are totally uprooted.
The night was spent at an orphanage, established by a local pastor to care for children who lost both parents in the earthquake. Not yet finished, there was no water or electricity, but there were lots of smiles, hugs, and celebrations. The team pitched in to cook dinner over open fires and breakfast the next morning for themselves and the children. After breakfast, the wheelchairs were loaded onto a truck and brought to the University of Miami Hospital, a tent city built near the airport to care for thousands of injured Haitians. Supreme Knight Carl Anderson flew into Port-au-Prince to participate in the life-changing wheelchair delivery. Carl and his delegation toured the hospital facility and saw firsthand how immediate the needs still are for thousands of people.
Some of us who read the Bible remember one of the earliest expressions from the book of Genesis. Am I my brother's keeper? And so the answer to that must be the same today as in the pages of the Bible. That we must be our brother's keeper. And we must be able to offer each other a helping hand.
Celia and Jeremy have been married for 40 years. During the earthquake, Jeremy was pinned beneath a stone wall at his home. He spent 2 days waiting to be rescued and was unable to find a doctor for 14 days more.
If he had seen a doctor before, right after the earthquake, he would have kept his leg.
It was too late. Gangrene had set in, and it had to be amputated.
And what's the first place he's going to go, or the first thing he's going to do?
Qui premier bagay ou pral fè? Qui premier koto pral aller? He wants to go to church first. Ou pral di merci. He wants to go and thank God for the wheelchair. And he wants God to bless us. It's a gift for both of them, and she thanks God for it. Okay, she says that she used to be fatter and more beautiful, but after the earthquake, because she got skinny.
In early January, Violet St. Germain's father died, and the family was in mourning. Then on January 12th, the earthquake hit.
At around 4:45, after finishing taking a shower, she felt the shaking of the house, and the 4-story house fell on her. Every part of her body was under the rubbles except for her head. The mother had 6 children. All 6 were in the house. 5 died. She's the only one who survived.
Violet always knew her life had meaning. After 4 days under the broken concrete, she heard angels singing and knew her prayers would be answered.
By the time they got her out, she was so bad that the people doing triage said, this one is going to die for sure. And then they finally came to the University of Miami Hospital. That's where she was taken care of. She started looking at a lot of people who came after her and who got a wheelchair, and she couldn't get one. So she started praying. She said, God, please make sure that other white people come in here and bring me a wheelchair. And that's exactly what happened. A lot of white people came in, and she's got a wheelchair, and she's happy.
We've been so concerned for so many years in the United States about the situation in Haiti. And so with this terrible devastation and this catastrophe, we felt that this was a responsibility of the Knights to bring to Haiti what we've been able to bring to Mexico and Poland and Afghanistan and the Middle East and the Philippines, wheelchairs. And so we're very happy to be working with the Global Wheelchair Mission in accomplishing this task here. And it's the first delivery of wheelchairs, but we believe there'll be many more coming from the Knights of Columbus. This is what really the Christian community has to bring, and it is a unique contribution that Christians make, and that is the understanding that life is sacred at every stage of its development and regardless of its condition.
We want to keep Haiti alive. That's all we want to do is keep Haiti alive out there and have people like you guys. I mean, you're picking up and doing what needs to be done now.
The following morning, a wheelchair distribution was held in Santo Domingo. Many Dominicans were in Haiti during the earthquake and were badly injured. Juan was a construction worker in Haiti during the earthquake. The building where he worked fell and crushed his leg. He calls his new wheelchair a gift from God.
When I heard Supreme Council was going to sponsor 1,000 wheelchairs, I thought that was just so fantastic, knowing the need that would be here. And I think the invitation to be able to be here and help distribute them was overwhelming.
Yes, I joined the Knights of Columbus. It was about 3 weeks ago now. You can't explain what the people went through and how they thank God for everything that He's given to them and thank us for what we have been able to give for them. And that's just one of the things that is inexplainable, because if we want something, we can basically go out and buy it. We don't have to worry about if we're going to get something, especially a wheelchair. And it's been an amazing opportunity to be able to come here as a Knight and be able to meet the Supreme Knight, Carl Anderson.
The smiles we brought to Haiti by bringing the wheelchairs for the amputees, for the adults and the children that needed this mobility, these chairs, made this mission more than 100% worthwhile. And I guess that's the mission of every human being here in this world, to be able to help your fellow man.
After the earthquake, one would expect them to be depressed and all sad, but they were very, very joyful and prayerful, and just to listen to their stories and hear the way that they would talk about sad things, but that, God got them through it. And that was very, very inspirational to me.
In spite of the poverty and difficulty, they have that spark in their eyes. They have that sense of hope, and they're able to smile. And they can do with very little. It doesn't take much for them to be happy, to be thankful of God's blessings.
Doing medical care is amazing, but sometimes it's only for the week while you're there. But giving them a wheelchair is systematic change. You're making a huge change in their life that is going to last years.
You look into the eyes of these people, you don't see despair, you see suffering, but you also see hope. And you see what are fundamental goodness of people. And so really you see a human strength that comes through. And so as I told so many of the people we met here, maybe this terrible natural disaster was the end of one era in Haiti and the beginning of another era. An era in which we take more concern and really come to realize that we must be our brother's keeper.
And I felt so elated that some way, somehow, in their own words, they say, we have been God sent. It still gives me goosebumps, and it humbles me, to say that you are sent to us by God.